Hey, what's up guys? It's Emily from Mom Explores, and I make travel with kids easier and more attainable for the average mom. Have you ever dreamed of visiting as many national parks as you can with your kids? That's always been part of our family travel bucket list. So when we booked our tickets to California, I knew I wanted to knock at least one national park off of our bucket list. Sequoia National Park happened to be near where we were staying, so we made the trek out to see some tall trees with some little kids. When I was planning our trip, I struggled to find logistical information for how to plan a trip to Sequoia with toddler-aged kids. What to see and do, what hikes were toddler-friendly, where I could bring the stroller, you get the picture. I hope this video, along with the blog post I wrote about Sequoia National Park with little kids, will serve as a resource for you as you plan your trip to Sequoia. I'm going to share the top 5 stops we recommend making along the way, along with 7 tips for visiting the park with little kids. My first tip is to gas up the car before you go and to enter the park through the Ash Mountain entrance. As you drive through the gateway town of Three Rivers, you'll already see some amazing views. The cost is going to be $35 per vehicle. My second tip is to stop at the Foothills Visitor Center, where you can ask a park ranger to help you decide on the best places to stop with little kids, along with the easiest hikes. Make sure to take notes on your phone or bring a pen and paper and hit the restrooms before you go. My third tip is to dress in layers. It can be sunny and warm, but remember that you're in the mountains, so it can easily get cooler as you climb in altitude. Stop number 1 should be Tunnel Rock. You can park on the other side of the road and cross the street to take pictures and videos on, under, or near Tunnel Rock. The park ranger said cars used to drive underneath it, but now most vehicles are too large. If you do climb to the top, I would not recommend taking your toddler up there. Take turns with another adult because it's totally worth it to see the views from the top. Let your kids run and play under the tunnel because my little ones sure did love it. Stop number 2 will be Giant Forest Museum, which is about an hour away from Tunnel Rock. Here you can hit the restrooms and check out the fun displays about sequoia trees. Stop number 3 will be Big Trees Trail. You don't even have to get back in the car for this one. Just take the short paved path between Giant Forest Museum and Big Trees Trail. Big Trees Trail is a 1-mile loop that's stroller friendly, and you'll see some pretty cool things along the way. My kids loved this tree that seemed to be growing out of a giant boulder, along with some gnarled tree roots of a fallen tree. The coolest thing we got to see on Big Trees Trail was this mama bear and her cubs climbing some trees. We made sure to keep our distance and be quiet, but we loved observing from the distance. Once you get back to your car after completing the 1-mile trail, look for signs for stop number 4, General Sherman Tree. Once you park, you'll have to hike about a half-mile into the forest. It's really not a bad walk except for the fact that there are tons of stairs. Leave your stroller behind here and use a baby carrier instead if you need one. General Sherman Tree is the biggest tree in the world, so make sure to stand in line and get your picture in front of it. Your last stop, if you're up for it, is Congress Trail, which starts at General Sherman Tree. It is a 2-mile loop, so if you don't think your toddler is up for it, you can just wander around the peaceful sequoia groves surrounding the tree. Make sure to get some great pictures with your kids. Be prepared for altitude sickness. Drink lots of water and have motion sickness medication at the ready.
Bring some bland crackers and sick bags just in case. Driving through those winding mountain roads can make anyone sick. Tip number 6 is to drink tons of water the day before your visit. Since you'll be in the car for long stretches of time, you don't want to overdo it on the day you're in the park. So make sure you stay hydrated the day before you go. My last tip is not to cram too much into your day at Sequoia National Park. There's so much to see and do there, but if you're visiting with young kids or toddlers, you know not to push your limits before everyone has a meltdown.
I hope you found those tips for visiting Sequoia National Park with toddlers and little kids helpful as you get ready for your trip to the park. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to my YouTube channel, A Mom Explores, for more family-friendly travel tips and destinations. You can also find me on Instagram at A Mom Explores, where I share photos, videos, and behind the scenes of our travels and everyday lives. I can't wait to connect with you, but until then, keep exploring.